Hello, everyone. This is Marie Manucherry. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. You can like and subscribe below. I wanted to talk to you on this particular video about the word trust. When you are wanting your life to be fulfilled in all the areas that you desire, trust will be a big factor in you discovering and or moving forward. And the things that inspire you the most, where all of your natural gifts and talents are. Around your body, in your auric field, are layers. Right? 7 layers, at least those are the layers I focus on. The 5th layer, which is about 5.5 feet away from your body from a textbook perspective. If we were in an energy medicine class, we would be having a slightly different conversation about the 5th layer of the auric field. But from a textbook perspective, that this section of your aura, the 5th layer of the auric field, it's called the divine plan. And I want you to think of it for a moment, or for our conversation, that it's like this beautiful woven fabric that fills a space about a foot in width, again, from a textbook perception. And this fabric, deep embedded in it, is the essence of your higher self, of everything that would bring you incredible joy, of all of your master endowments are embedded into the fabric of the 5th layer of the auric field. And this 5th layer of the auric field will always hold on to your magnificence. And it is constantly communicating to you, wanting and offering to you moments where you could come together and have an awareness that could captivate your spirit beyond your mind so that you would make different choices. These moments of time where you come together, your higher self, your human self, the woven fabrics of the 5th layer, your auric field, these symbiotic moments come together when you are feeling joy. And probably a surprising joy, like a flash of deliciousness comes into your life for no real reason. And when those moments happen, you are in alignment with your higher self, with the beautiful fabric components that are embedded into the 5th layer of your auric field, and your humanness. And it is the humanness that needs direction, that needs to be able to follow inspiration and trust. And that has a lot to do with not listening to the logical mind, because these moments when you feel inspired and you're actually being asked to take action, you probably had some of these moments already throughout your lifetime that maybe you didn't follow, or you followed for a second and you got scared or confused or disoriented, or you began to believe that they were silly, that they were factless, that they were foolish, or they would just be a waste of your time. But that's not true. It's these moments where the filaments of your entire being come together and they are vibrating in incredible harmony. And that's why you feel this momentary high frequency of joy. Those are the things you're meant to follow. And that's all about trust, trusting that odd moment of joy that said that you should go over to this particular bookstore and hang out there for 20 minutes. And you're like, well, I don't really have time today. That doesn't make any sense. I don't really want to go to the bookstore. You're going to have resistance. The human form has resistance towards its magnificence. And we could ask the question that all of you might be thinking right now, why? Why would we have resistance to our magnificence? But I don't want you to get caught up in that adventure, because that's a waste of your time. It doesn't matter why. We could honestly come to some pretty phenomenal reasons that would bear fruit and I think would be in alignment with most people. But we don't really want to know why you're in resistance. We just want you to identify when you're in resistance, and that your job is to ignore the resistance and to follow the silliness. Follow the thing that makes zero sense. Follow the thing that was a flash of inspiration when you were in an expanded moment of happiness, Because if you follow it, there'll be another moment of expanded joy, and then you're going to follow that. And then another moment of expanded joy, and then you're going to follow that. And it will make sense. But you need to trust the process. You need to recognize that listening to your brain is not trusting. Trusting is having faith, being carefree, not careful. And I'm not talking about jumping off a cliff or doing anything that could potentially harm your body. I'm talking about everyday kind of normal things that just don't quite make sense. But it is in those moments that if you follow them, and I'm not saying that there'll be 20 steps before you have some understanding. No, there'll be one or two before you go. And you might even have a flash of a memory of something that you really wanted to experience in this lifetime, a desire, a deep desire, like a flash of it in your mind. And that's another inspiration. That's another moment where your higher self is going, yes, this is what we're talking about. Keep going. Is there another flash of joy where everything comes in alignment and the fibers in the fifth layer of the auric field are vibrating so intently because they're excited too. Your higher self gets thrilled when you take those moments seriously. Your higher self never gets upset or disappointed in you, but in those moments where you are ignoring your brain, trusting the adventure, having fun, and investigating what this happy feeling is all about, your higher self is beaming with delight because you are on the path to discovering your magnificence. Everyone is magnificent. And the fun thing about following the path and unearthing these surprising moments that make no sense to your logical mind. And you are going to hear your logical mind go, what are you doing? Go home, get in the car. This is ridiculous. What are you doing? You're going to hear that. And I want you to ignore it. I want you to stay the course. Stay in the bookstore as long as they recommended that you do, and read a bunch of books, let's say, if that's what you were inspired to do. And wait till you feel the next inspiration. It could be that you meet someone in that bookstore who's going to be a friend of yours for life, who'll be a cheerleader and help you discover what is in your highest good. Or it could be that a book is going to fall off the shelf that is going to give you the missing clue to what you needed to stay in alignment. It could even be suggesting something to you that is your magnificence. You might hear a phrase or read a phrase while you're in that particular bookstore about something that you had been mildly curious about. Because intuition is very calm, it's very serene. It doesn't scream, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You're supposed to be a life coach. It doesn't say that to you. It'll say, life coach. And you're like, what the heck is that? What? And so maybe you're in the bookstore and you hear that term again, but now because you followed the joy, it's starting to make sense. And with it, in a couple of days, let's say if that was what you heard during an inspiration, you meet someone who just finished a wonderful program that when you read about it, you again are in that place of joy, because that's how the yellow brick road unfolds, joy. And you might have moments where you get online for a course you want to take, whatever it is. Maybe it's psychic coaching, who knows what it is. And the class is full, or it's not going to be available for 6 more months. Don't let your mind go, see, that was silly. You wasted your time in that bookstore today. You talked to that person who had, purple and green hair, and that wasn't a good idea. Don't let your mind speak to you that way. If you can't get into the class right away, if you stay in the vibration, you're going to have a lot of fun if that's the correct class for you when it becomes available. Don't let your mind go, that was silly. What a waste of time. See, it's not even available. Trust that you're on the path. Trust that you are unearthing at the perfect moment for you exactly what you were intended to do in this lifetime, your life purpose. I believe humanity has a collective consciousness of a life purpose, and that is to manifest. I believe we're excellent manifesting beings, and we come to Earth collectively to learn how to manifest in this physical reality. And each of us is meant to manifest something unique and different for ourselves. Manifestation comes from maintaining the vibration of happiness and fulfillment, not from lowering your energy and disappointment and doubt and worry and fear and some obnoxious message from your brain that what you were experiencing was silly, because it's not. It will make sense maybe a few weeks later, maybe a few months later, maybe a year later, and that would be a very long period of time. Most people, if they follow that inspiration of joy, will know within a couple of days what it is that is next for them. They may not fully believe it, but they will know. Because when you are listening to your higher self, you've heard it before. You've heard it in a dream. You've heard it in a lecture. You've read it in a book. Those fibers in the fifth layer of your auric field are singing out to anything that's going to remind you of your magnificence. And it's attracting it to you all the time, your entire lifetime. Since the moment you were conceived, it's been bringing all of the harmonics of your magnificence into view for you. So it's not a mistake. You are a divine, irreplaceable creature of the universe. And you are powerful, you are creative, and you are a master of your own natural skills and abilities. And I would love it, as would your higher self, and all the beings who are outside of the earth realm who love and adore and cherish you, that you take the time to follow the joy and remember who you are. You will be grateful that you did. Have a good day. Bye-bye.